this house real quick. I found like a few minutes ago actually, while I was waiting to do this.
Well, I hear you. The camera had went out. You said you found the what?
Yeah, I was just dabbling on the phone and I found a deal. 1 week. Um, I'll show y'all how I found it and how I know I'm about to make a quick lick on it.
Dang, this camera stand keep on messing up. But so where you found the house at? Trying to get this thing orchestrated.
I actually found the house on OfferUp, of all places.
On offer up?
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like
you said offer up?
yeah, on OfferUp, like the
That's
app where you
the
sell
that's
stuff.
right.
I legit go to like random sites and just try to see if somebody's desperate enough to sell their house there. The actual
I never seen nobody go to offer. I haven't heard that one yet, to be honest.
yep, and it's on there right now. Everybody can see it.
Are you there now?
No, I'm actually I was headed there. I'm only like 2 minutes away from it, but I'm gonna put some gas in the car and then head over there. I'm like
Okay,
2 minutes
cool.
away from it.
All
How's
right,
your day
word.
going though?
But I was going pretty good. Actually, I was driving around looking at places as well, actually. As far as like houses and real estate. I actually looked at one house that's been up for sale for a while. So, you know, I was about to, start making calls, seeing what's going on.
Hey, like the longer it has been for sale, the easier it can own a finance.
Yeah, and I know that one is like right off the highway. It's like a brick home. It looks real nice. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie, it looked real nice.
yeah,
But so how much did it say? Like whenever you, so I know you say you just got a deal for like a owner financing, right?
yeah.
How was that
Had a
deal look?
couple deals for owner finance, 2 deals
And that was all within 1 week
within the same day.
in the same day. Right. How did you go about, how did you find, is this the one that you're going to now, right? And then how
Nah,
did you find the other one?
this is like a brand new one. Like before I got on this call, I was looking on OfferUp. I was posting random stuff because I'm moving, so I was posting like random stuff for
Hmm.
sales to kind of just get rid of it. And I just typed in houses, and I saw one house, and it's like right down the street. So I'm gonna go check it out.
Oh, so this is like random. You
This
wasn't
is
even
like
like,
today. This is like a few minutes ago.
wow.
So and this is what I this is kind of like it kind of is crazy just happened like that, but this is legit how like how random I find stuff. It just happens like that. I can be doing something and then
Hmm.
all of a sudden just say, hey, let me just type this up, and then something nice comes up. That's kind of
Word.
how it works for me, I guess.
So as far as like the economy, I know like a lot of people are like scared. Like a lot of people like scared as far as the economy right now. Don't know what's going on, like in a panic. As far as the real estate market, you know, market. So I know you were saying we were talking the last time, or we were speaking about like cash is king. Like as long as if you have some capital or you incur some capital, like you're in a good position right now because most of the prices may go down. Because it was like it was kind of like the bubble housing market from the previous. Like the rates was super high. Now you may be in a better position to capitalize.
Yeah,
So owner financing, in a sense, is also another way that you don't even need cash, though.
yeah. In most instances, you don't need cash. You can and it's actually preferable. I prefer that than buying a house cash, and I prefer that than having the route of going through a bank. Why?
Mm.
Because I spend less upfront, and I still retain some type of profit out of it. So I prefer on the finance deals. Like those are awesome.
What's the best deal? Because like a lot of people say like do like an owner finance deal or but when do you know you got a good deal? Because you can get like I've looked at some like particular owner financing deals or supposed deals, but are you looking at the interest rate and like how long as far as the term is when you're looking at an owner
You're looking at
financing?
cash flow. Like when you do owner finance, the keyword is
Mm-hmm.
cash flow. Like what? Like it's basically kind of like, okay, if you do this owner finance deal, how much money are you going to be making every month? So
Mm-hmm.
cash flow is king, right? So that's all you should care about. So if I do an owner finance deal, the only thing I'll be looking for is how much money am I going to make after I pay their mortgage or their fee that they want, along with taxes, insurance, everything. Will I still maintain at least $300 or more?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm gonna keep at least $300 profit in my pocket, that's cash flow. That's an extra $300 I never had.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how I make that decision. If it's a good deal, if you're $300 in the green after all expenses per month.
After all expenses. A
Yes.
lot of people get scared of, owning property or having tenants.
You said what?
A lot of people are scared to have tenants, like to own a piece of property. I know you say after expenses. So, and you say there's a cash flow. So if I never done real estate or I don't know nothing about it, I'm trying to calculate, okay, how much is the rent in this area? So how much, would somebody pay me for this home?
Yeah.
And what are the possible expenses? Like how can you budget that?
Gotcha. So like the way I look at it, I literally I look at the property itself, and I try to see, okay, so by curiosity, like, how much do you pay? What's your mortgage? How much is your mortgage? And
Mm-hmm.
they tell me. And then I ask them, do you rent it out? If they say no, then I look up real quick on my phone, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home in this area, I rent for. If he rents for $1,000 a month, and his mortgage is like $400 or $500 a month, I know I have that gap
Mm-hmm.
of 500 that can be my profit. And I
Yeah.
start calculating, does the mortgage include insurance and taxes or not? If it doesn't, then I add the taxes. Now,
Mm-hmm.
on
And
a
you don't, since you only pay taxes once a year, so you're gonna split up the taxes into the 12-month period as far as into the rent.
exactly, I go further than that. So I even whenever let's say if I'm projecting the cost, I'm gonna try to put like let's say the $500, I'm gonna take let's say 50 out for taxes or $100 out for taxes, and the balance will be my profit. So that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
how it's the calculation is made, and it leaves me the actual profit remaining that I will actually count towards my earned income every single month.
Mm-hmm. And so as far as like the particular margin, profit margin, after so taxes, that's included yearly, so that's a given, and oh yeah, another thing, as far as those taxes, do you calculate like what if they was to go up? Because a lot of people say, well, um, I got, damn it, I'm outside trying to get some fresh air, but a lot of people are looking at like taxes, right? Like, what's the possibility of my taxes going up? And I don't know, or those scenarios. When do you see that happening, or has that ever happened to you?
Well, this is one thing I do. A lot of investors, I don't know if you guys are aware, every year, if you own a house, you get something from the tax department saying, hey, have you updated your home? We want to increase the value, your tax value, towards your home. That's really key word for we want to increase your tax that you pay. I take that thing and trash it out and throw it in the trash. And that's
Uh-huh.
why investors never take tax value seriously, ever. Like tax
Mm,
value is as good as trash.
mm,
Sometimes
mm.
it's inflated, sometimes it's
Yeah.
deflated. So it's
Yeah.
inflated if somebody knows they're going to sell their house and they tell them, "Hey, I have this upgrade, that upgrade." Just doing
Mm-hmm.
that to try to increase the tax value, so they can tell a
Mm-hmm.
newbie investor that,
Mm-hmm.
"Hey, this is the tax value. I'm willing to sell it for at least tax value." So
Mm.
I don't take tax value seriously, but I also I've never had an increase in taxes. I've actually had decreases in taxes because I never
Mm-hmm.
showed that I've updated the home.
Wow. That's okay. That's a key. That's a key. That's a gem. Because so how do you think? I know me and you talking about um, we speak a lot about people just not being educated, about certain things and
Yeah.
and like why do you see why do you see like this continuous gentrification happening or the scare of it? Is it because of that tax value and people being scared of the value raising up over the home within the area, or what are ways that people can help that as far as like gentrification or them coming in and raising the value of the area? Because I think in that sense, isn't it forced as far as the value of the particular home, or is it still the same concept, or you don't have to say that your
Well,
home is
there's
worth?
more that plays around with gentrification and values rising. Just like
Mm,
I'll give you a good example as far as Charlotte. One day somebody decided, well, this is close to downtown. This is very convenient. I want to
mm,
make it unbelievable. I want to I want to put like a 200K in this house
mm,
because it's perfect for me.
mm,
So whenever they were, I guess they were switching jobs or something, and they needed to leave. They had to
mm,
sell that property for the price they put for the amount of money they put on it. So automatically the value is increased if somebody's willing to pay the amount that he put on there. So although he
mm,
might be in the hood,
mm,
like let's say the hood is like across the street and his house is like right there, which I've seen. It's like downtown. I remember it was like next to a park. That's like the projects, and then
mm,
right next door, it's like $500,000 houses because
mm,
that one person decided to make that update, and then all the white people wanted the same thing.
mm.
Not just white people, but all the people wanted the
Right,
same thing,
right, right, right,
and they
right,
were
right.
willing to pay that price. And now the
Mm,
banks are saying, okay, since they're willing to pay that price, this is the value of that home,
mm,
and that's kind of
mm,
how the I guess the stuff starts being overpriced dramatically, depending on who's willing to pay the price, for that particular change.
right. I mean, I know I go to a lot of meetings, so I know it's planned. So that's why it's considered gentrification, because the planned act of raising the value in a particular area.
And
But
a lot of it
as
is
far
planned.
as like we,
They actually give you like write-offs, and they also
uh,
give you some type of incentives to investors if you do invest in certain areas, and they tell you, hey,
mhm,
if you don't sell it for at least this much more, we will give you credit towards such and such in taxes.
mm,
So investors like,
oh, right,
if I don't got to pay that tax, like why not do that?
uh, right, 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 right.
Like even
So
like
therefore, making
the
it,
house I'm gonna take y'all to right now, it's only like 5 minutes from where I stay right now. It's kind
mhm,
of in the hood, but not really in the hood. But I already know,
mhm,
like it's kind of in between. Like I know
right,
there's like people who really care about their houses, and I also know there's people who
mhm,
don't care about their houses. But
right,
it's like in the happy medium place, and I already know somebody who wants to buy it, who wants to buy it from me. So it's kind of like if I close on this deal, if I secure this deal, I already know I have 20K profit in my hands.
Wow. How do you know that? Just from
Like people
you
reach out
just
to me
found this
like,
house
"Hey,
today.
I'm looking for a house that have 20 cash, or I have 30 cash, or I have 50 cash, but I want it in this area." So I have people like that, and this person is actually my landscape guy, Hispanic guy. He's just looking for. He don't care if it's like a trailer or double wide. His budget is
Hmm.
$30,000 cash. And
Wow.
this place I saw on OfferUp, they're selling it for $7,700, and
Wow.
they're selling the land separately for $5,000.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to negotiate and get it all together for about 9,000 cash, like
Hmm.
by Monday or Tuesday. And I know
Hmm.
probably by Friday I can close on it and capitalize
Hmm.
and make my $20,000, sell for 30K
Hmm.
without lifting a finger. So let me go ahead and put gas in the car, and then I will take y'all over there in a second.
Okay. Okay. Cool. 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 All right. So yeah. So Chris was just speaking about real estate and acquiring a home without putting even any cash down. Within this particular market, cash is king or credit is king. Let's say if you don't have any credit or you don't have any experience in rental and real estate, you're not really looking to have anything that's permanent that may mess up your credit. Or what you can do is find a particular offer and or a particular seller that's willing for you to put down a small amount of money, and then you can rent to lease or rent to own or lease to own. There's different forms and different contracts that's available for these particular agreements. They're all free online as far as those particular contracts. So that's what we've been talking about so far. He's actually taken us to a particular house that that he just bought or he's about to buy, as you just heard him say. So that's where we are now. All right, and my name is Rashad, and the reason that I'll put on this particular shirt as well is because we have this flip the switch challenge that's going on. So this is my flip the switch challenge for everybody else. A lot of people, say or put pressure on people to have a hustle or come out of this with a different hustle. Let's say for the person that's working at Bike Squad or the person that may be looking to have their business that was planning to have their things together this year. Chris is taking us around and looking at real estate and opportunities where you don't really necessarily have to have too much. You may not even have to have much in your savings. You can go on OfferUp. So this is what he did today. He went on OfferUp and found the house. Okay. So a lot of people don't think of you can go to OfferUp and find a particular home or a particular house, and they're looking to sell this house for $15,000 in all. Um, he, Chris actually has the luxury. He just made $1 million last year in real estate and barely used his own money to do it. So, so how do you get into real estate and you don't have to use your own money? Well, first of all, you can go to the banks. He has a real good relationship with the banks. If you didn't check us the last time, he taught us how to build a relationship or build a rapport. A lot of times we take for granted of just building a relationship with people. I know we're into like this social distancing thing, but in reality, I think our awareness of our relationships with people and building relationships with people, how important that actually is at times, and how much we actually miss that particular concept of being out in public and being able to meet and greet people. Where I'm at, it's not as bad. But hopefully that's what we come out of this as, and we be able to speak a lot more to each other. And so, speaking of that, so he goes to the bank and builds a rapport with the person in the bank, because a lot of people think that it's just based on your credit. Well, it's not really just based on your credit. It's based on the rapport that you build with the person that's giving you the loan, the banks. So he's taking us through different techniques and different ways that you inquire good credit, or you can get around, even having credit by going on a financing deal, or What's another deal other than your owner financing?
Well, there's owner finance. There's going through, well, using cash to buy it. There's going
Mm,
through the banks to do it. There's
mm,
going through hard money. There's
mm.
wholesale. There's different
Wholesale.
types you can.
Yeah. And wholesaling right now. What do you think about the wholesale game as of right now?